Copywriting is one of, if not the most important skill that you need to master to grow your business online. This skill has helped me make over 7 figures online in my business with just one digital product, doing a little over 900K. And in this video, I'm gonna give you a 4-part framework so you can have your words pay you. Most people think that copywriting is that little C with a circle around it that means, hey, you can't copy my stuff. Well, that's copywriting with an R, Copywriting. Now, what I'm talking about in business is copywriting with the W, and I don't mean what side, but it's spelled Copywriting, copywriting. And copywriting is basically just any of the words that are communicated to a consumer that leads them to buy a product or a service. And it's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes for me to break down these 4 things that you need to do to better your business online, then you're just going to end up saying the wrong stuff. And saying the wrong stuff leads to no money. So happy trails with your non-money making, with all your blibber blabber that you're saying about your business and your products. But look, in business, any words that are communicated that leads to a consumer buying a product or a service is called copy. So anytime that you're scrolling on social media, the words that are on an ad are copy. Anytime that you're looking at some creator's content, the caption that they have is considered copy. Anytime that you're on somebody's landing page, the words that are on the landing page is considered copy. Anytime you get an email from somebody, that is considered copy. Anytime that you have a video to where somebody is presenting something in a sales presentation, that is copy. On people's live webinars or live trainings or live presentations, every word that they're saying is considered copy as well. And once I understood this and I implemented these 4 things that I'm gonna break down with you, writing copy just became so easy to me. Like, I can write an email that's gonna make me a lot of money in like 5 minutes without even thinking about it. I can write a sales letter in like 30 minutes tops without even really putting much thought into it. I basically talk in copy now because I've just been ingratiated and have made it a part of my ecosystem that it just comes second nature to me, which comes to the first part of this 4-part framework. You need to feed and train your subconscious mind. So like I said, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you're going to have to feed entrepreneurial things into your mind, and you are going to have to train your subconscious, because what most people don't realize is that your subconscious mind is more powerful than your conscious mind. But most people, they're not aware of that, and they don't realize that their subconscious mind has been being trained unbeknownst to them since birth. So what I mean by that you need to feed and train your subconscious mind is that you need to be putting the right stuff into your mind on a daily basis. Look, what you tune into, you turn into, and what entertains you, trains you. So if you want to be a better entrepreneur, you have to put stuff into your subconscious mind that is going to make you a better entrepreneur. So what I started to do was that I started to look at everything with a producer mindset instead of with a consumer mindset. And once you start to look at the world as a producer, your subconscious mind starts to think a lot differently also. And then you can get your conscious mind on board with your subconscious mind and actually do what it is that you say that you want to do. So I classify everybody in 2 buckets. I have entrepreneurs and I have civilians. Right? And the reason why I say civilians think totally differently from entrepreneurs is because what entrepreneurs do doesn't make sense to civilians at all. Civilians, they don't have this thought process because they are only consumers, whereas entrepreneurs are the producers. There's this classic movie called The Baby Boy, right? And there's this scene where Jody, who's played by Tyrese, Jody, he has this epiphany one day when he's on the corner, and he's just seeing all these people running these businesses, all these people having their hustles. And he said, man, there's buyers and there's sellers. He's like, this person's over here selling incense. This person over here selling dresses. This person over here selling CDs. And we sitting here broke. There's buyers and there's sellers. There's people buying stuff and there's people selling stuff. That's how commerce works. And I agree with Jody, but it's producers and it's consumers. So if you look at everything with a producer mindset, You will start to realize the copy that everybody is using each and every single day. And you can get a lot of gain from that. So what I started to do was, if I'm scrolling on social media, I'm not scrolling on social media for entertainment's sake or just to kill time. I'm scrolling on social media intentionally reading copy that other people are posting on their posts or on their advertisements. I started to sign up for people's email lists, not because I may or may not have been interested in whatever it is that they were offering, but I wanted to see the emails that they were sending so I could read the copy each and every single day and read it so I can start to train my subconscious mind on how other successful people are writing email copy. I started to go to other people's websites and other people's landing pages, not because I'm so interested in what it is that they have to offer, but so that I can read what it is that they're writing in their copy so I can start to train my subconscious mind. Every single time that I go to the store, this is something that I literally just got done doing with my mother. My mother was just in town for the holiday, and I'm looking at all of these holiday sales. And I'm looking at all the signs on the holiday sales so I can see how are these companies communicating their offers to the customers. I started to ask myself, every single dollar that I spend, how did they get my dollar? And then I go back and I look and I research, and then I start to train my subconscious mind so I can start to implement certain things that are working for huge companies. Take a little piece of that and apply it to myself. I started to read more books, but not only am I reading the books to get the information from the book, I look at everything from a producer mindset. So if I grab a book right here, not only am I reading the actual book, but what I want to do, I want to read what's on the back of the book. I want to read what's on the inside cover, because this is copy. They have strategically came up with this copy to help sell the book. So what is it that a New York Times bestseller is writing on the back and the cover of their book, and in the descriptions on the website or on Amazon or whatnot to sell their books? You got to look at everything with a producer mindset, because you are an entrepreneur, not a civilian. Civilians just consume everything. They don't produce nothing, and then they wonder why they can't get ahead when the only people that get ahead are producers, which leads into number 2. I started to learn something new every day. You got to learn something every day. I don't let a single day pass me by where I don't learn something new. And it's very easy to learn something new every day when you're looking at the world with a producer or a production mindset. So something that I did a few days ago, I went into Walgreens, right? And I didn't go to Walgreens to purchase anything. I went to Walgreens to learn something. I went to the magazine section and just looked for about 20 minutes and left. Because I'm like, magazines, they're such a in the past form of media, right? Like, people, they're not grabbing magazines and picking them up right now. But I'm like, there's something about these particular magazines that are still in business that are doing something right. And what are they doing on their covers? What copy are they writing on the covers of their magazines that can help me? Because I'm focused on growing a YouTube channel right now. Guess what most people really struggle with on YouTube, and it's one of the number one reasons why they can't get anybody to watch their stuff? They don't know how to make a good thumbnail. They don't know what words to put on the thumbnail. Well, guess what? Words that you put on the thumbnail of a YouTube video are copy. So if I know that the magazine industry is basically a dead industry, and the ones that are sitting here on the shelf in today's day and age, they got to at least be doing something right. They're putting something on the front of that magazine that is getting somebody else to pick it up and buy it. So I just spent about 20 minutes in Walgreens just assessing and looking and learning about how are they getting a message conveyed in 3 to 5 words on the cover of a magazine that is getting somebody else to pick it up and purchase it when they have access to the same information in their phone in less time. I learned something new that day. Right? When I'm on Netflix or if I'm on HBO Max, I'm looking and studying and learning about the copy that they're writing. Because if you have a plethora of options to choose from, what are they doing on the thumbnail on HBO Max? What are they doing on the thumbnail of Netflix that got me to stop and see what it's about, read the description, and then select to watch it? And that sounds pretty similar to what people are doing on YouTube, right? And YouTube is the best form of traffic to actually grow your business online. So I learn something new every single time that I'm on HBO Max, or I'm on Netflix, or I'm on Amazon Prime. You see, you got to look at everything with a producer mindset and just stop consuming all the time and learn something new every day. But here's the problem with learning something new every day, which leads into number 3. Most people think that they are learning something just because they know it. And that's not how you learn. A lot of people know a lot of stuff, but they're struggling with all the stuff that they know. So in my eyes, I'm like, you don't know shit. You just think you know a lot of stuff because they learned it. You learn through application, which is number 3. You got to unlock your avatar state. Now, I love cartoons. I love superheroes and all that type of stuff. And one of my favorite shows of all time is Avatar: The Last Airbender. So if you're not familiar with the Avatar, he has something called the avatar state. And this is where he's really locked in and he can unlock all the abilities of his power. But it takes him forever to get there. But it's like when it clicks, it clicks. But for the longest, he can't control it. He can't go into the avatar state whenever he wants to. He had to work on it daily. He had to learn the daily disciplines that he had to do to get everything aligned to where he could access the avatar state whenever he wanted to, instead of just randomly having it happen. So you unlock your avatar state, you unlock all your superpowers through implementation of what it is that you actually learn. And there's no better way to implement stuff than this. This is something that I do every single day. I know this is such a super cool Spider-Man notebook, but what I do is that I write every single day. I write stuff down. So when I left from Walgreens, looking at magazine covers, guess what I was doing? I was writing down certain headlines that the magazines were using, and I was applying it to stuff that I talk about. When I'm looking at other people's advertisements, I'm writing down ideas and concepts and changing around what their product is versus what my product is. If I'm looking at somebody's video sales letter, if you're not familiar with what a video sales letter is, if you click on somebody's link that they have available to some product or something that they're offering and they have a video there, that is considered a VSL, video sales letter. That is there to help sell the actual product. So I'll go and I'll look at people's VSLs and I write down what it is that they're saying. But not only am I writing down what it is that they're saying, I'm writing down what I think about what they're saying. And then I move stuff around and I see, how can I apply that to me? I write down every single day. This is how you unlock your avatar state, through repetition. I'm applying the stuff that I learn every day. And people, they wonder why I'm able to have what they view as these big wins or how I'm able to do so much. And I'm like, it's because I'm doing something every single day when you're not even really doing anything on any actual day. Stuff starts to just become natural to me because I constantly work on it. And something else that I do to get in my avatar state through implementation, I speak about and I create content about what it is that I write every single day. And man, just seeing this notebook again, it just makes me so happy. Something that I do to help me stay in a creative state, I like to get cool looking notebooks. That's just a me thing, right? And it's something that I do to stay in touch with my inner child, because your inner child is where all your creativity lies. Your inner child is where all your power is. Your inner child is where all your confidence lies. Because just think about it. When you were a kid, you thought you could do and be anything that you wanted to be. But for most people, they grow up and get realistic and they stop being childlike, and then they don't think they can do anything. Where when they were 7 years old, 6 years old, they thought they could do everything. I'd be like, what happened? So I actively fight to stay in touch with my inner child every single day, and these cool looking notebooks is just something that does it for me. I got another one back here. I got this Batman one right here, but right now I'm writing in Spider-Man one. But you can unlock the avatar state and all of your superpowers through the repetition that it is that you do, through the application that you actually do. People ask me on a week-to-week basis, how are you able to come up with so much content ideas and so consistently, and how are you able to post this many times a week and blah, 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 and I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, I just work on what it is that I'm working on every day, and you simply don't work on what it is that you claim you want to work on ever. It's pretty simple. But It's second nature to me. It's nothing for me to sit down and create a YouTube video. It's nothing for me to sit down and craft an email. It's nothing for me to sit down and write the copy for a sales page. It's nothing for me to come up with a sales letter. It's nothing for me to come up with a video sales letter. I do this. It's second nature. It comes no different to me than tying my shoes. I don't have to think about tying my shoes. Why? Because I learned how to tie my shoes. I don't know how to tie my shoes. I actually learned how to tie my shoes. They come second nature to me, and I don't have to think about how to tie my shoes. That's when you know that you have actually learned something. And most people are just running around here thinking that they learned stuff when actually they just know a bunch of stuff, but they haven't learned anything because they haven't repeatedly applied nothing to make it second nature. And any successful person in whatever their craft is, this is the separator, and they all know the difference between the winners and the losers, which leads into number 4. You gotta gamify stuff. And this may tie into me staying in touch with my inner child, but I turn everything into a game because it is a game. And in business, the scoreboard is the dollars. You made the dollars, you're winning. You're not making the dollars, you're losing. But when you gamify something, I'm not saying that you have to turn it into a game to where you have other competitors. The game can be you against you. So I play all these mind games with myself on a daily basis to gamify stuff to whereas it turns it into a fun activity for me. Because the number one thing that most people struggle with is that they don't enjoy what it is that they're actually doing every single day because it's no fun. To whereas if you start to gamify stuff, then you start to have this internal game with yourself to where it's like, oh, I'm playing the game. This is interesting, or this is fun, or I have this objective to hit to get to the next level. You start to gamify stuff and you start to look forward to what it is that you're actually doing every day. And you start to have an attitude of, I get to do this instead of I have to do this. I'm telling you, you do these 4 things, you get numbers coming in online in your business like all them that you see on the screen right now. So if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join the It's Crowded at the Top community. For weekly coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only $47 a month to join right now. That's less than a cup of coffee per day. So click the link down in the description to tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But I'm telling you, just sitting here and writing each and every single day. And I like to have it physical because there's something that I feel is spiritual about these words coming from nowhere onto the page. And then me taking these words from the page and creating something that I put out into the world that adds value to people and that helps people and that I actually profit from. It's a spiritual thing that happens with me. So that's why I like the physical things. But whether it's you jotting down stuff into the notes app on your phone or a tablet or whatever it is that you use, you need to be writing more. And you may be somebody that's really on their Rain Man stuff in your head and don't need to write anything, like Jay-Z, incredible rapper, right? Jay-Z doesn't write anything down. He just puts it in his head, but he's still writing when he records it. So even if you're not writing, even if you just need to speak your thoughts, that's something else that I do also. On my phone, I open up the voice memos. If I don't have my notebook around, I talk into my phone quite frequently. And then as soon as I get back to my notebook, I listen to the voice memos and I write down what I said into the notebook. But not only do I write down what I said in the notebook, I listen to it and I write down what I said made me think after listening to what I said in the actual notebook. But I'm telling you, it's been one of the main things that has changed my life. Just simply grabbing a notebook, being observant of the world around me and everything that's moving, and looking at everything with a producer mindset, and just writing it down and applying it to myself. So click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Go ahead and check out this video right here about how you can make a bare minimum of 6 figures online without using any paid ads. It's crowded at the top.